Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda Accord 2.4 EX. This particular car has done 86,000 miles. It's got a couple of options fitted to it, which first of all is very visual. We've got these lovely 5-spoke magnesium Honda alloys, and inside we've got the Sat-Nav system, which is fully functional as well. Finished in silver, full black leather interior, in really nice original condition. Really is a lovely looking car. Engine's running, so you will hear fan cutting in and out because the car's been running for some time. I always have the engines running in these videos. All the lights and lenses completely intact, there's no cracks in them at all. Bumper very clean indeed, hardly a mark on there. I mean, there will be the odd little mark which you'd hope and expect to see on a car of 10 years old, but the bonnet itself impressively clear of stone chips. There's only a couple on there. And come down the near side of the vehicle, very smooth on the panel work. I can't see any imperfections, dents or anything in there at all. Front wing, bumper corner, very good. Front alloy, very original. It's got a bit of curbing on it, which the last owner looks like he's just touched in around the edges, but it is there. But at least he's done it, to be fair to him. But they are original, which is very rare in a car this age. The panel work, as you can see, very clean and crisp. Rear alloy, as with the front one, just a bit curbing on the outside edge, as with the other one. It's been touched in by the last owner. And then come down, squat down there again, just to show you, very clean in the panel work there. Around the back of the vehicle here, rear bumper, boot lid, all very clean as well. Twin tailpipes, which is the giveaway for the 2.4s. And then off side of the vehicle, as with the near side, pretty much mirror smooth down the panels. Can't see any obvious indentation there at all. Rear offside alloy, this one's very clean indeed. And then panel work down this side, as I said, all very nice. I always say, I mean, there will be the odd mark on the car, of course there will. And this is just to give you a kind of a glimpse around the vehicle. So we always hope people will come and see the cars quite clearly before they make a decision on them. Then final alloy, as with the others, just a bit of curbing, but nothing major. But overall on the outside, a really nice, good looking original car. Coming into the boot area now, absolutely cavernous boots on the Accords. You can see there the yellow tabs, just pull those, you've got a 60-40 split on the rear seats. All the fabric area, again, all very good, nice and original, and in very nice condition actually. Underneath here, just to show you, we've got a space saver wheel. All the wheels, jack, everything is completely intact in here with the car. Offside rear door card, very nice indeed. Only a couple of tiny little marks on the grab handle, but nothing of any consequence or substance. Back of the rear seats, very good. So it's not always a given. Actually, people's feet tend to sort of clout against them. Door card on the near side there, very clean. Leather work is in absolutely beautiful condition. Really is, front and back. And so the black leather work really suits this car very nicely indeed. Driver's door card, as with others, really lovely condition. Even the switches, all the sort of pocketed areas, really very nice indeed. Hardly needed cleaning this car when it came in. Sill area, really nice. Driver's seat, very good for its age and mileage. It really is. Just the tiniest bit of wear on the bolster there. I mean, it is minimal, but you know, I like to be honest with these things. Footwell area, as I said, very nice condition. Front passenger seat pretty much looks like new, in all honesty. Sorry, slight shaky hand on that one for some reason. Whoops, just banged my head. There we are. Just looking above, electric sunroof on these. Just pop that back. If you just slides back forward on there as well, all working absolutely perfectly. Sat in the car now, obviously engine's running, so it has been all the way through. Dashboard is in beautiful condition. Sat-Nav, as you can see there, working absolutely perfectly. Air conditioning is pumping out lovely cold air in the car, but the whole of the interior has been kept in a really nice condition. This little sort of cup holder areas, even those have been sort of kept really nice as well. Just come back and over to the main binnacle there. Hopefully you can see 86,180 miles. Only warning light showing is just low fuel. There's no warning lights relating to the car on the vehicle at all. Multifunction steering wheel, all in really nice orders, auto lights and wipers there as well. But as I said, it's been kept really, really beautifully, this car. Just to quickly show you, very important of course, owner's manual and navigation manual is here and present with the vehicle, as is the lock and wheel nut key for the car. So finally, just come under the engine bay now. As you'd expect from Honda, always a really nicely presented engine bays. These are fantastic engines, more of which in the following road test video, but just to let you know, the car's literally just gone through a new MOT, not done by us, we always get an independent garage to do it, and we've just serviced the vehicle as well. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Accord, and this is the 2.4 EX manual car. This particular car is registered LC57HFG, and mileage at the start of this brief road test is 86,172 miles. Reason for the road tests, as I say in all of them, it's very simple. The internet's great for searching cars, especially kind of rare models. I'm thinking to this, and people are willing to travel a lot further to go and see cars, as are we. The problem is, it's fraught with having your time, or the potential to have your time wasted. So if you go there and there's a fundamental problem with the car which you really should have been told about, you can waste hours and obviously a lot of money in travel. So what we do on the videos is to give you genuine and accurate feedback on the car that you're looking to come and see. If there's any obvious faults with the car, I do tell you, and I've done it in many of my previous videos. If there aren't any, there aren't any. It's as simple as that. And I also give you just kind of my opinion and thoughts on the cars in question. Also worth pointing out, the road tests are done on exactly the same road test routes, or the roads rather, that you'll go on yourself. The lovely quiet country roads around here, as you can probably see from the video already. But this is the same route, so I'd hope it would be representative of what you would feel yourself when you come and see, and if you want to buy the car, obviously take the car for a drive. So starting with the engine of the car, this is a simply brilliant engine. 2.4 litre Honda VTEC engine, cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts on these to worry about or have to have those changed at any point. The engine starts absolutely immediately, settles to very smooth, very even idle. It pulls absolutely brilliantly, but kind of more on that later. There's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. The only warning lights, so I suppose there is a warning light on, it's for low fuel, so I will pop some fuel into it to get rid of that. But the engine, absolutely perfect. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's exactly as you'd expect one to be, regardless of mileage, no matter whether it was fresh from the factory or the miles it's done now. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car rather is smooth in operation. Bite point's exactly where you want it to be on the clutch pedal, so it suggests everything's in good order there. Bite point, as I said, perfect. Clutch then feeds into 6-speed gearbox, typical Honda box. It's quite brilliantly done. They're very strong gearboxes, they really are, but they're very smooth in operation. It's relatively short in throw, but it's crisp in its engagement. The synchro mesh is absolutely brilliant, as you'd expect from Honda. They do that better than any other manufacturer in my opinion, but it's just a quality of gear change which is quite exceptional. And I said the point of the video is to pick up on any issues, any faults, any wear or tear that's immediately obvious when you drive the car. I can't find anything in that gear change to suggest it has done any miles at all. It's absolutely as tight as a drum, it really is. So I'm just going to adjust the steering column a fraction, it's a bit too close to me. But the other thing about the gear change is it rewards you. It's not just a case of changing gear.
you know, in a car that's got sort of relatively sort of sporty pretensions, believe it or not, it really aids the drive of the car, doesn't detract in any way. So in terms of powertrain of the vehicle, simply cannot fault it. Not that I'd expect to, it's been very well looked after, but you know, these are tough cars, they really are. Steering on the car, one of the nicest parts of this vehicle. Track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations to the steering wheel up to the legal limit that I'm allowed to drive up to, certainly. But it feels tight, it feels taut. And what I love about it, it is old school. This is proper steering. It's a hydraulic power steering, so it uses oil, but it actually has feel. It's precise, it's smooth, it's perfectly geared for the car, and matches the chassis of the vehicle absolutely brilliantly. You know, I'm horribly biased on these videos because I think this is one of the very best cars ever built. Certainly in terms of kind of family cars with sort of sporty pretensions. It's got a very smooth riding chassis, but it's got brilliant body control, and it's very precise to drive, even on the limit. And I've been around our local race circuit to Castle Combe in one of these, and whereas other cars flounder and flop about, these really drive beautifully on the limit. They're a great car. But what I'm looking out for again on the video in terms of wear and tear is, you know, just signs of wear underneath, and even Hondas will suffer from that. But it's normally things like kind of just rubber bushes that perish, but you'd end up with you hear sort of metallic noises underneath, little clonks and bangs and thuds, but there's nothing on this. It's absolutely, genuinely, I hate it, it's a cliche, but it is tight as a drum. Just checking the cruise control function, and that works absolutely perfectly on the car. Also, as I'm driving at speed, 60 miles an hour now, it's very quiet in here, which suggests again that all the seals, windscreen, sunroof, door seals, all in good order, which means that, you know, there's no wind hiss getting into the car if one had been accidentally damaged. Brakes on the vehicle, I'm going to give them a bit of a shove now because we've got a tight left-hand corner, but they're good, solid and strong. No vibrations, no pulsing on the brake pedal. Literally just went through MOT this morning. We have an independent MOT conducted on the vehicle. That was done, and there's nothing on the brakes worth a merit or a mention, but they feel solid and strong, which is good. Looking around inside the car, you know, they are quite brilliantly built cars. You know, this is 10 years old. There's not even a hint of a squeak or a rattle or a murmur from the interior of the vehicle. It's kind of old school in a way, although it's got lots of equipment, but it's just so nicely done. It's, you know, it's very well assembled, nice colour combinations. Sat-Nav, as you can see here, because the EX model, don't be misled, and we know this is happening on the internet, EX models didn't come standard with Sat-Nav. It was not actually an option, and this one works perfectly. Ventilation system, air conditioning, all working exactly as it should. Nice cold air coming out of the air conditioning of the car. Looking around the binnacle here, you know, they've got all the gauges working exactly as they should. Nice, easy, legible dials to read as well. Temperature gauge running at 1/3, which is exactly where it wants to be on a Honda car, whether it would be petrol, diesel or otherwise. Every switch I've pressed works with that lovely click actuation you get from Honda. You know, really, I mean, it's the little things that they do so well, and so the quality of the switchgear is brilliant. The only thing I haven't checked, because it's locked out, is the hands-free system, and we don't put any kind of guarantee on those, whether it's working or otherwise. The age of the vehicle suggests 10 years old. It's old school technology, so I can't hand on heart say that works. It may well do. Excuse me one second. So, looking around, everything else, the steering wheel feels nice, and it just feels like new in my hand, in all honesty. You know, all the switches around here, all the painted areas, all in really nice order. Sorry. What I love about the car, I mean, this is a car that, you know, if you're going to cross-shop, it's a funny car to cross-shop, really. There's not many obvious candidates you would do it with. Certainly nothing that Toyota makes, I would suggest. Nissan, really, but it's really falling into Audi A4, Mercedes possibly, and BMW 3 Series. What this has got that probably, well, none of them have got, is reliability and durability. It is the most reliable and most durable of all of them, and that is without a shadow of a doubt, and that's not bias talking, that's fact. It's as simple as that. Now that could be, you know, all and well, but the reality is, if the car was just a flaccid, horrible thing to drive around in, you wouldn't want to. It actually drives miles better than an A4. It's got a much better chassis. You know, the quality of the engineering and the engine and the gearbox is in a different league. No turbos to worry about, because that's what they suffer with. You know, this has got a brilliant engine. Mercedes is a softer car, different sort of car really, I think, but you know, quite often people do look at both. But it's probably its most common car to be compared with would be a 3 Series, which is a great car. I'm not going to sit here and say it is a bad car, because it isn't. Rear wheel drive gives it an inherent advantage when it comes to, you know, absolute precision on the limit with handling and, you know, handling balance. The fact is, pretty much no one, unless they're a complete hooligan, drives around the roads with the back hanging out on their cars. Leave it to the tracks, that's fine. This, I think, gives you the best balance of all of those cars. It gives you a wonderfully comfortable chassis. It gives you a really nice, precise drive. Literally, you'd have to measure it in fractions behind the 3 Series in reality. But what it is a more complete package than any of them, because it's got, you know, a reliability that's in a different league to any of them, and, you know, an ease of ownership that comes with it. I like the fact that it's kind of under the radar. I like the fact that it's rare. The obvious choices are always things like sort of A4, 3 Series, but there's so many of them that, you know, I think it's just nice to be different sometimes. The point of the video was really to pick up on any issues with the vehicle. I can't find anything in the drive of this vehicle, mechanically or otherwise, that merits a mention. I really can't. You know, it's a wonderful car, and a very nice example of one of these cars as well. If I've missed anything on the video, please don't hesitate, do give me a call, and I'll happily answer any questions you might have.